Hello and welcome to Turning Works. This is going to be a fun little project, just something I'm mucking around with Paul Lockwood, who I mentioned last time, and we're just sort of having a bit of a laugh really. So this isn't a real, super amazing piece, but it's it's a nice little fun bit, and this is what it looked like before. And you'll see what it looks like after the video. So see you then. So here we are with a nice piece of oak, rectangular. I've drilled a hole. I'm just going to screw that on there. We have a problem here.
these bits fell out when I was turning. Now unfortunately they're on the side, which means I can't turn it down, because if I turn it down then I'm going to lose this whole wing, this whole edge. So what I should do is cut about 1/4 of an inch off here either side, but I can't because I don't have the tools to do so. I've only got a handsaw, and I don't know at this point whether I want to use a handsaw, so I'm going to leave it and see what happens. Might think of a way round it. What a pain. Right, so I got the bowl to the pretty much the shape I want it. I've still got a lot of work to do on these bits here, so I can't think of any way around it apart from to cut a thin sliver off this end, but as I said earlier, I haven't got the machinery. So what I'm going to do is sand like what's it and round that completely off, which is going to look a little bit weird possibly, but we'll see. Okay, you can see the bits have totally gone, and you can barely hear me because I've got my mask on. But that's all sanded up, and I'm going to get some cellulose sanding sealer 50/50 mix on there, and then give it some Hampshire Sheen most probably. Let's see how it goes. Okay, there we go. 2 coats of Hampshire Sheen, and it's lovely. Look at that. You can still see all the aspects of the grain, but you've got this beautiful sheen. Beautiful. So the next step is to make a curved jam chuck to go in there from this old chunk of oak. Flip it around and remove the bottom so it actually hovers off the surface. Hopefully, that's the plan anyway. Here's the jam chuck. So the bowl goes on, and the reason why I've put that little lip there is so the bowl goes on and doesn't wobble like that, because it's got to go up there. So I've already got a divot in the back, or a little hole, which the live centre is going to go into. Now it's very important that you line up the if your head rotates, if your headstock rotates, it's very important that you line up centres. So move the live centre in, before you do this, put a centre in the chuck, line them up by moving the headstock, so in perfect alignment, then move the headstock back out of the way, put the bit of wood in, and off you go. And that should be, when I put this bowl on there and bring the headstock up, that should be perfect. There we go. So it's all on there. So I've just got to take away this tenon and lift this round this a bit nicer, a bit more nicely, a bit nicer. I have to get a better bottom on that anyway. So it's at this point, I should say, this episode, or this video, I guess, is sort of, in fact, any video which uses this is sort of being sponsored by Yorkshire Grit, because Glenn sent me this because I was in need of one. And being a very, very nice man that he is, helped me out. So I owe him something. A few beers at UKISS most probably, so thanks Glyn for that, much appreciated. Anyway, let's try and do the finish of this bar. Now I don't know whether I'll be able to do my maker's mark on the bottom of this. The only way I can think of doing it is by hot gluing this on, which I don't particularly want to do, but I might do that because I've got a new hot glue gun. So at least I've got something that can do it properly. So that's what I'll probably do actually. And then I can just put my little maker's mark on there. Do or die, as they say. Okay, here we go. So start off slow. I've already spun this, so I know how fast it can go. Face shield on. Definitely for this. There we go, so it's all hot glued on. There we go. There we go, the Davy Dimple, and this is what it is now. So there we go, it's a change bowl, right? But there's something not quite right about this bowl. Now you can see, obviously you've got the dome top, very nice finish. That is Hampshire Sheen. That's Hampshire Sheen original, actually. Thank you very much. And no Yorkshire Grit was used in the making of this bowl. Sorry, Glyn. But there you go. You know, you can't have everything, mate. But I did use a tool rest, so thank you very much. So Yorkshire Grit still gets a mention, even though it wasn't actually mentioned. Anyway, so there's a bowl. It's a lovely little thing. Now, the good thing about this is, if you wait a second, I actually measured this out with washers, right? I didn't have any coins on me, so I just had some washers, but they were smaller than this. They were sort of M10. But what it is it's designed so when you pick it up, the angle, it comes up like that, and it's very easy. So anyway, it's great for change. I've already been playing around with this for far too long, actually. Just play, you know. Anyway, so this is it. Now you might think, oh, that's quite a reasonable little bowl, you know. It's nice sort of finish inside, nice little arms, you know, not too thick, very nice. Got the maker's mark on the bottom. You might think, oh, that's all right. But if I can find a flat surface somewhere, what can I use? Let's use this. Right, so if I use that, you might see that it's actually hovering off the bottom. Now, the reason for this is, when you do a bowl, it's nice to have a little tiny weeny foot, so it just looks as though the piece is rising off the table. It's not sort of, you know, straight into the table. So that was the idea of this. I wanted to actually have it lifting up. So there we go, really. So it's a thing, but I've managed to get it right over and underneath there. So over to you, Paul. I've got a wicked idea. I've got a brilliant idea for, well, I think it's brilliant for next one, but I need a lot longer. I need a rectangle about that long, so an extra sort of about twice as long as that. So for my next idea, it's got to be slightly taller as well, otherwise it's just not going to work at all. But anyway, so there we go, a nice little change bowl. Now, something I have noticed, and I didn't notice when I was actually making it, it was only when I had finished it and feeding the cat, that actually this looks like a cat food bowl. I looked at the bowl that my cat's got, Hobie, and it's pretty much exactly the same as that, apart from that the circle comes round a bit more and this little hole's less. So I might have got inspiration from that, but his bowl doesn't float off the surface. My son thinks this should be called flying saucer or floating saucer, because it floats off the thing. I think that's a brilliant name, and I'll probably put that on the front of the video as well. So there we go, really. Not bad. Okay, so another thing is that I have booked my tickets for the Hilton Hotel in Coventry. Yes, and I have my early bird tickets. Yes, so I'm all set to go. So fingers crossed, nothing happens to stop me going. Touch wood. There's enough of it here.
because it's gonna be cool. So I look forward to seeing everybody. Well, you know, not everybody, but the people that are going at the hotel. So that should be fun. But I think that's it. Yeah, so it should be fun. I've also been asked to do the Woodturners 10 questions, which I'll do probably next weekend actually, because I've got to try and get this thing that I'm talking on now sorted out for next time. So hopefully that should be good. But yeah, that's it really for this week.